Bank of Jamaica Governor Richard Byles has indicated that the central bank continues to be successful at guiding inflation within the 4 to 6% target range. His remarks come on the heels of announcing a 3-year renewal of the island's medium-term inflation target range of 4% to 6%. The central bank governor made the announcement last Friday at the BOJ's quarterly media briefing, noting that over the past 40 months leading up to April 2021, inflation has been below 6% on 38 occasions, or 95% of the time.
As I've said in the past, the main reason for inflation going above the target on 2 occasions was temporary increases in agricultural prices due to either droughts or floods. On the flip side, inflation fell below the lower end of the target on 15 occasions over the period, again mainly due to volatility in agricultural prices as well as declines in international oil prices.
According to data from the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, the inflation rate for the 12 months leading up to April 2021 was 3.8%, just below the lower end of the bank's inflation target and lower than the 5.2% recorded for March 2021. Governor Byles sought to explain the reason for the reduction.
The deceleration in inflation was mainly related to a reduction in electricity rates. Core inflation, which excludes increases in agriculture and fuel prices for the 12 months leading up to April, was, however, 5.5%, up from 5.3% in March. This increase was in part attributed to a rise in processed food inflation.
Going forward, the BOJ's Monetary Policy Committee indicated a near-term outlook lower than the one shared in February 2021, a change primarily related to the committee's updated view that agricultural price increases for the June to December period will be smaller than previously anticipated, given expectations for better weather conditions.
Going forward, the MPC anticipates that annualized consumer price inflation will evolve as follows over the next 3 quarters. At June of this year, 3.5% to 4.5%. At September of this year, 4.5% to 5.5%. And at December of this year, back to 3.5% to 4.5%. Recently announced price increases for some processed foods, driven by higher imported commodity prices and shipping costs, have been taken into account. Beyond this horizon of December of this year, our forecast for inflation is to remain within the target range of 4 to 6%. Inflation is projected to average 4.8% over the next 2 years, a forecast that anticipates that commodity, oil and grain prices will not rise much beyond current levels.
In the meantime, Mr. Byles says Jamaica has entered into a new paradigm of central banking with the April 16 implementation of the Bank of Jamaica Amendment Act 2020.
This new law has refocused the primary mandate of the bank towards the maintenance of price stability while strengthening its governance, accountability, and financial arrangements in line with international best practices. The bank now has the authority, among other things, to make monetary policy decisions towards the attainment of the government's inflation target without any external influence. It will, however, be fully accountable to the public through Parliament for these decisions.
Monetary policy decisions will no longer be solely determined by the governor of the bank and will now be determined by a 5-member statutory committee called the Monetary Policy Committee. The MPC made its first monetary policy decision on Thursday, May 20.